Guess where I am? Yep, I'm on the playground. I'm on the top of the slide. I'm up really high. I see why you guys like this playground. I don't come up here very much. I should spend some more time up here with you all. Yeah, and that reminds me how much I miss you. I really, really miss you. Sometimes I miss you so much it hurts. I hope I can see you again soon. So I'm up here because today we've got a story about a tower. A tower that people built to try to get closer to heaven. I kind of do feel closer to heaven up here. I'm closer to the birds, that's for sure. Anyway, I hope you enjoy our story today. It's called A Giant Staircase to Heaven, and it's out of our favorite book, the Jesus Story Bible. I hope you enjoy it!
Noah and his family lived in the land, and his children had children. And those children had more children, and then those children had even more. Well, you get the picture. Until there were lots of people on the earth once more. Now back then, everyone spoke exactly the same language. So you didn't need to learn Swahili or Japanese or anything, because you could just say hello to anyone, and they knew what you meant. One day, everyone was talking, and they came up with an idea. Let's build ourselves a beautiful city to live in. It can be our home, and we'll be safe forever and ever. And then they had another idea. And let's build a really tall tower to reach up to heaven. Yes, they said. We'll say, look at us up here, and everyone will look up at us, and we'll look down on them. And then we'll know we are something. We'll be like God. We'll be famous and safe and happy, and everything will be all right. So they got to work. Brick by brick, the tower grew higher and higher until it soared above the city, touching the sky. They built stairs to the tower to climb to the top. It was like a giant staircase to heaven. Look, they cheered, we're the ones. See what we can do with our very own hands? They were quite pleased with themselves. But God wasn't pleased with them. God could see what they were doing. They were trying to live without Him. But God knew that wouldn't make them happy or safe or anything. If they kept on like this, they would only destroy themselves, and God loved them too much to let that happen. So He stopped their plans. One morning, they went to work as usual, but everything was different. Their words were all new and funny. You see, God had given each person a completely different language. Suddenly, no one understood what anyone else was saying. Someone would say, "How do you do?" And the other person thought they would say, "How ugly are you?" It wasn't funny. You could be saying something nice like, "Such a lovely morning," and get a punch in the nose because they thought you were saying, "Hush up, you're boring." You couldn't even say pardon to check if you'd heard right because no one understood that word either. It wasn't easy to work together after that, as you can only imagine. People were always quarreling and fighting and getting into dreadful muddles and becoming grumpier and grumpier until at last they were all too cross to keep on building. They just had to stop. After that, people scattered all over the world, which is how we ended up with so many different languages to this day. You see, God knew, however high they reached, however hard they tried, people could never get back to heaven by themselves. People didn't need a staircase. They needed a rescuer. Because the way back to heaven wasn't a staircase. It was a person. People could never reach up to heaven. So heaven would have to come down to them. And one day it would.
How about that? They tried to build a tower tall enough to get to heaven. I'll have to think about that one. I really like this story because it really helps us understand how the whole world is connected. And I think I've never felt as connected to the whole world as I do now. By all of our social distancing and quarantining, and the whole world is doing it. Everybody in the world is affected by this. You and me. Anyway, I hope you liked our story today, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.